So as you can see, there are several trees. There's one right here to your right. There's one halfway up the hill here. There's one here. But this is all kind of fairly, the biggest problem with the hill cliff or the hillside itself is most of it is a lot of mud and it's wet. You get the feeling that you'd be slipping and sliding an awful lot if you were trying to climb up it.
And how high is it? Can we gauge it?
40 or 50 feet maybe at the highest.
I could fall that range and be fine.
I'm going to reach out and cast Spider Climb on Raisa.
Okay.
Say, go tell us what you see.
Bill, ever grab a spider.
I'm going to grab a spider. I'm like, cheers.
Delicious.
Just like my mom made them.
Just like my mom used to make.
Before they ran away. Correct.
All right, Raisa.
Alrighty.
Good luck.
Strange question, but should we do invisibility too or no?
You can hide. You're natural.
Yes, go for it.
Fine.
What could possibly happen?
It'll be fine.
Go.
Okay, if I do this and you can't hear me, cast message on me.
Sure.
Okay.
I'm gonna stand under the tree because I'm afraid she'll fall.
All right. What tree is she climbing?
How sturdy does this one look? And I think I have to climb up a bit to get to it, don't I?
Yeah, you'll have to climb like up the mud, bank about. You're going to go about 30 to 40 feet to get to the top, to get to it to where you can climb up it.
Will it give me a good vantage point if I get to the top of it, though?
It definitely would give you a good vantage point. A lot of the roots are clearly visible, though. It looks fairly sturdy, but seeing a lot of the roots kind of poking out and seeing how loose and wet and slippery the mud is, it does give you pause for potential concern.
And this one's a lot further away, but how do the roots look on that bad boy?
That one is a lot further up, but you can't really see the roots on that one.
Okay. And how about this guy right here?
That one is on the ground right where you are, and it looks fairly sturdy.
All right, let's start with that one.
Okay. So you scamper up the tree. You're probably about 25 to 30 feet up. You're glancing out and looking all the way across the all this water. To the left of you, you're still not high enough to see clear across the bank. But glancing out as far with your vantage point, it would appear that there's definitely some islands out in that water. You can see a lot of trees and stuff like that. There's a few islands out there. There are a lot more trees further to the south of here as well. Beyond that, though, you can't really make out a whole bunch. But by all means, make a spot check.
So I'll be kind of saying all of that as I'm looking.
Okay.
It looks like there's some islands and more trees to the south and...
All right. Something catches your eye, however. There seems to be an incredibly slow-moving ripple in the water that initially you didn't pay it much heed until you notice that it is actually moving closer and closer to the bank. Very, very slowly, however. Not enough that anybody on the bank would have noticed it, but from your vantage point, you can definitely see that something is about under the water, is possibly about here. You can't see what it is because the water is very dark and murky, but you can definitely see periodically just the water is kind of like flowing in that direction as if something underneath the current is pushing it ever so slowly in that direction.
All right. So I'm just going to you guys are going to see me looking, and then you're probably going to see, be on your guard. There's something. I don't know what it is, but it's coming this way against the current.
Against the current?
Oh, hey, oh, hello.
Can I cast Spider Climb on myself and climb this other tree?
Ooh, that's the one that's not very good.
If that
was
is
the
going to
bad
be
one.
your action, you can cast
That's the
Spider
bad
Climb.
one.
Let's not
It's not.
make
jump
5
the gun
actions
here.
in one turn here.
And then I'm gonna.
So you wanna cast. So Racer has pointed that out. So Kia, you're choosing to cast Spider Climb in your action.
Yes.
I could
Okay.
brace the tree for you. I don't know if it'll help.
All right.
Might help it fall slower.
So Kia casts Spider Climb. Delicious. Swallows her spider. Radovan, what do you wish to do
I'm
after
casting-
hearing this noise?
Magic vestment on myself,
Okay.
and I'm backing I'm backing up.
All right. You're now kind of where you are and where Kia is. You're right up against the slippery bank. What would Marlowe like to do?
Marlowe's going to do nothing.
Okay, I'm just going to stand and wait. All right.
I'm staring intently.
Okay. It
the ripple.
continues to move closer and closer, and it seems to stop about here.
So I will relay. It's about. What do we got here? Oop,
Y-
like 30 feet off the bank.
Yeah, and there's like some reeds. There's like a big plant of reeds right here that you can use as a point of reference.
Okay, so I'll say it's about 10 feet past those reeds there. Can you see it? It's right there. It's right there where my ping is.
I
coming
throw
up,
a rock
Raisa.
in the water right then.
I'm coming up, Raisa. Make room.
Okay, so
Alright,
Kia,
I'll
you're
move.
climbing up the tree.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pick up a little stone and I'm gonna throw it into the water.
Where are you throwing it?
Well, I mean, I can't see where if she's pointing in that general direction, so I guess I'd throw it right in front
Say
of
about
me.
10 feet past the reeds.
Right.
That's a long throw, so I probably have to move closer. How far can I throw? Actually, it's a good question.
I don't know how far you can throw.
Do I have to roll like a strength mod?
Yeah, it depends on what you want to do. I mean,
I just want to roll dice, man.
We're trying, guys.
All right, so I would do it like right here. I'll be
okay, so
honest
you're going
with
to
you,
move up
'cause-
and just hurl it into the water's edge.
Yep.
Okay. As it sinks into the water with a blop.
And you hear.
Murlocs come out from all over the place. And you're like, oh, that's it. I quit. And you delete the game. Okay. So, yep, you throw the rock in, but nothing happens.
It's a long throw.
Should we just continue?
Do I
Stealth?
see the mysterious ripple do anything or react?
No.
Still
It
there, guys. It
does
didn't-
nothing.
I mean,
Okay, so Racer and Kia, you're both up the tree with your spider climb.
Oh, I ate another spider.
You could take initiative and attack it. Would just be a log.
Why don't we just avoid this thing? Maybe it's not trying to attack us. Maybe it was just swimming. Innocently.
reminded of the Hydra.
Oh,
That,
A hydra?
remember that thing?
terrible. That was terrible.
Yeah, 9 heads, Marlowe.
You guys got to fight a hydra?
Yep.
Yep.
Killed it.
It was one of the. We needed one of its heads, I think. Yeah, one of its heads.
Man.
Should we just like avoid this lake and just try to go? And I'm gonna point north, up the hillock, and the cliff face.
Maybe.
Sounds reasonable to me.
I mean, you could just fireball the water, but
No, I'm not going to do that because if
Not
there are
for Cal.
other things in there, it'll really provoke them, Radovan. Why am I the one being reasonable right now? I'm confused.
that's a good question. I don't know.
So is north actually north on the map right now, or
Yeah.
is north up?
North is up, yeah.
Okay. Well, Kia, why don't we work together and try and get to this tree here and see if we can start heading up the tree?
Okay. Ladies first.
All right. Well, with spider climb, it's no problem climbing up that filthy, slippery mud slope to the tree.
Awesome. All right, so from this vantage point, do we see anything more better?
You're higher up, but you don't really see a whole bunch further than you could before. However, if you climb to the very top, Now, both of you are in the tree. That's interesting.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to make a dice roll here.
Incoming!
Should this be below
Timber.
25% chat, something may happen. We'll see.
Go for a little tumble. Somebody went for a tumble.
Oh, the tree might be too weak. Yeah.
Well, Racer was feeling a little bit dubious when she was looking at it for herself, and now there's two of them up there. All right, but remarkably, no, you're both up the tree, and it seems to be holding solid.
Okay.
You can now, from the vantage point, see across the top of the hillock. It looks like northwards of here, it kind of drops down pretty quickly, almost like this is more like a large mud bank than anything else. And it appears that looks like it's probably some kind of crater on the other side of it, which is also very full of water. Kind of climbing up there would probably, you'd be kind of going along a fairly narrow ledge where you're going to slip down to the left or slip down to the right unless you have very sure footing. But it doesn't look like it really would lead you to go anywhere positive.
Looks like another wall boss, guys. Don't think it's a good idea. All right, so
She said, Tadro said that there was a cathedral out here,
he
or
did.
an old shrine or something.
No sign of that yet.
Did he mention it being on an island in the middle of a lake, or was it
I think
something
we
else?
remember that.
He
Nope,
did
all
say-
he said was that it was somewhere in the southern area of the swamp.
And the southern area for us at the moment is technically walking along the lake to the south, correct?
Well, unless you want to wade through the water. Going through the water would be south. Like this way down here is south. But you'd have to kind of circumnavigate it round and follow it that way. Unless you want to go for a swim. Or at least a very deep wade.
Shall we try going along the lake?
Yeah.
I think that's a good idea.
Reasonable.
Halloween
I'm for
man!
that.
Thanks for the follow, bud.
Let's do that. That's safer than dealing with whatever that was. And I point into the water. Or is.
The
And
giant
I'm
candy bar.
gonna keep glancing to where it was to see if there's any more
Kind of over in this area.
It's just the wind.
rules.
Doesn't seem to be... so nothing's moving there. It all seems peaceful. Could have just been a beaver.
Could have been. Or a muskrat.
Could have been a muskrat. Swamp rat.
Yeah,
Nutra rat.
So we're gonna walk along the lake, right along the edges.
Probably a good, 20 feet from the edge of the lake.
So you're going that way, you're going back the way you've just come from.
Oh, that was
Going south?
You came, yeah, this is why I had you all facing. This is that you were kind of walking from here. So you were walking this way.
right. So
So you were going
technically-
from the east side of the map.
Got
You were
it.
heading from this way, heading in this direction.
Yeah. So we were walking
So
this
can
way.
we go
Yeah.
So can we walk this way?
This one
South.
must have-
Well,
Or is that also going to the
yeah,
water?
this doesn't kind of
Oh.
like go if you looking directly south of you. Here it goes. It's water. Like you're going to be following this. You
we have
came
to
from
walk
the
past
east.
the thing.
Got it.
No, you absolutely don't have to. You could go the way that Radovan's talking about, but you're going to go an awful long way around because you're going to go all the way back to where you came from and then circumnavigate the other side.
So we need to go around this way?
That's your quicker way, but you don't have to go that way.
Oh, I
So we're
guess we
going
go
west
that
to
way.
east. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
All right. Let's do that instead. Ugh.
Lead the way, Radovan.
You want me leading the way? You guys
why
are
not?
surer feet than me.
All right.
I'm gonna cast Airwalk on myself.
Oh, are you? Okay. Get your Nikes out.
And then I get so this is like steep-ish, right? But not the actual cliff. So we could
It's-
walk along it. I mean,
You can walk along. Basically, you can walk along like this area here is all. Like you can see where like the areas like here and here is where it gets steep.
yeah, I can see that. Okay.
But even walking on it, it's slippery as hell. I mean, it's mud. It's like, so it's mud that's kind of raised to the left, so even walking there, you keep feeling your feet kind of sliding a little bit to the right.
Well, not me, because I'm over it.
If Kia and I help Marlowe along, does that make it easier for her?
You can hold her up.
Cool. Come on, Marlowe.
And Radovan, you're basically walking...
On over it, like an inch over it, so I'm not even in the mud.
Okay. Yeah, I think it allows you to walk for like 5 feet. Alright.
Well, it basically allows me to, and I can walk at an incline if I really wanted to.
You can kind of go upwards, yeah.
Yeah, I can go, but...
Alright. So you guys are wandering around there. Right, when you get... right, stop. Stop there. Okay. Kia. You
Yes.
don't slip down because when something happens, like some huge big thing suddenly comes out of the mud, you have water walks.
Goodness.
You have whatchamacallit? Spider climb. So you find you're gripping to something. However, what you're gripping to isn't really something you want to be gripping to.
Great.
Okay, here we go.
Okay. As this happens, you're suddenly aware of a long, kind of like tree vine creeper that actually elevates up out of the ground, and you realize something was laid in the mud, below the, like covered in mud, and was actually trailed out into the water, almost like some kind of bizarre fishing lure. However, what emerges from the mud is something a little bit more sinister, something you have never seen before, and quite honestly, it scares the bejesus out of you.
It's Donald Trump.
That would do it. No, it's this thing. Basically, the upper body of what appears to be some humongous lobster-esque insectoid emerges out of the mud, like it was covered in mud. It reels its massive long tongue back into its mouth, like, and you notice as it does so, a strange kind of sticky ball is on the end of it. That was what was in the water.
Oh,
It was like pulling it.
Interesting.
Its initial intent, being that it is a ambush predator, was that while you're busy trying to pay attention to whatever it is in the water, it would emerge up behind you and attack you. However, you were smart enough not to fall for that. Unfortunately, you walk right over top of the damn thing instead. So, you know.
Can I roll knowledge nature on it?
So-
Is it a natural thing? Or?
Oh, it's certainly not natural. But, because Kia is pretty much standing on the damn thing, it is going to make a surprise attack with one of its claws.
Okay. Goodbye, my dear friends.
There Kia is going dying.
There she goes dying.
24.
Oh,
I
yeah.
think that's a hit. Alright, so suddenly, as you realize something suddenly bulges out of the mud right next to you, you're aware of a huge pincer kind of like form around your waist and go and chomp shut.
Ouchie. And no mage armor.
And it's... Oh, you're lucky. Only does 14 points of damage. As the pincers come stomping shut, you kind of slip and slide. Even though you've been climbing, you're still pretty muddy. And the mud kind of sort of makes the claw a little bit slippery, so it kind of like squeezes against you and you pop out of it. Kind of like someone gripping a bar of soap too hard. But it did not feel good whatsoever. As the thing emerges from the mud, all of you are able to see it. You can only see basically from the waist up. The waist up is about 10 feet tall.
Damn. Okay.
It's pretty damn massive. Alright, everybody, if you wish, you can make initiative checks.
If you wish.
Yay.
You might just run. Racer with a 5. Kia. Oh, look at Kia.
Yay!
With a 22. Radafan with an
hell?
impressive 3. And Marlowe with a 14. Well, Kia, seeing as this thing suddenly rudely alerted you to its presence, you get to react first, but you're standing on it. What do you want to do? Like, it is the surface that you're on, physically. You were climbing on it.
Okay. How far away am I from, like, actual mud or, like, that's not... Am I high in the air now? Because he, like...
No, he's only 10 foot. It's more like he like, leant out of the mud. Think about...
Okay.
Have you seen the Rambo movie? Remember that part when he's hiding in the mud and suddenly you see two eyes appear and he leaps out of the mud?
Yeah.
Yeah, nothing like that because that was cheesy. No, but exactly like that.
I'm just curious if I could cast a spell and then jump off him, or if that's too standard.
Depends what you want to do.
Spell's full.
What is the spell? What do you... Tell me what you're
vampiric-
doing.
Vampiric touch. And then jump off of him. So I
You
gain
could do
some
that.
HP
Basically,
back.
you could make a 5-foot move, yeah.
Okay. Then sure.
You'll be incredible. You won't get away from him, but you will be physically off of him.
Okay. I need to do a concentration check. Okay.
You will need a... How much you take? You took 14. You need a
14.
24 or higher to successfully be able to cast Vampiric Touch.
Oh my god.
Yay!
Ooh.
That's going to work.
Oof. I can still jump though. Jump 5 feet out of the way.
Okay. You attempt to cast Vampiric Touch, but the agony and the lack of breath as it was half of it was squeezed out of you, just not able to get the words out as you kind of cough and splutter instead, and then pretty much you're going to drop like within 5 feet of it. You going down or to the right?
To the left there. Right
Okay,
here.
right.
Yeah.
Well, that's it's only 5 foot. You were on it, so you're going to be more
Oh, I
like...
don't know how big these squares
Yeah,
are.
you're going to be about here.
Okay.
You're barely... I mean, you're right next to the thing, but you're not on it anymore. Alrighty.
Okay.
Marl... Oh, I need to find out what his initiative is, don't I? It's only a 17, so it actually will go before Marlowe. Okay. Seeing that its prey has escaped from its grasp, it's going to attempt to reacquire it. This time it kind of comes further out of the mud, and you notice that its body, still submerged in the mud, is kind of very serpentine. It doesn't have legs. It has more like a long, snakish-like tail. All right. With its right claw, it snaps towards Kia with a menacing... Oh, no it doesn't.
Kia dying. Great times.
Bye, guys.
25. It will hit.
Hits.
Snapping its massive, overly armored chitinous claw down upon your upper right arm for 17 points of damage. It reaches forward and tries to grab Radovan with the right claw. What is your AC currently with your spell?
26.
And it misses. As it snaps through the air, Radovan's able to bring his shield up to kind of cover his head as you hear an almighty "King!" as it glances off the shield, kind of pushing you down a little bit with a massive weight, but it doesn't make contact with you. Alright, Marlowe, seeing this, Kia obviously is not holding on to you anymore. Racer is, so the only reason you're not sliding down the bank right here is because Racer is hanging on to you. It's very difficult for you to move forward.
Ugh.
The arrows are real.
I can't move very well. I don't know how I'm gonna do this.
Basically, if Racer lets go of you, you're pretty much going to slide down the bank.
Can I shove her?
Toss me!
Toss me. I can't make the distance.
Don't tell the elf.
Okay, if I move away from Risa and go down the bank to run around.
You can pretty much slide down that bank, no problem.
Come on, let me push you. It would be fun. I'll just launch you. Launching the monk.
That could work, actually.
Sorry.
I mean, in theory,
I
if you grab
accidentally
hold of
clicked.
her and kind of and swing her, the momentum will carry her far enough to probably get a punch or a kick in. But of course, she's not going to be able to do more than that because she's not going to have this footing to do more than that.
Let's do
And then after that, she's going to end up sliding down the bank here. Unless, of course, she grabs hold of it and tries to hang on to the damn thing. Which may or may not be a good idea.
What the hell? Okay, I'm gonna fall into... And I pushed the wrong button. Good job, me.
That dude.
You can do it.
Let's do... Would that count as a charge? It wouldn't, huh?
Probably wouldn't have the momentum to be considered a charge.
What the
come
hell?
on.
Okay, I'll go into snake style. And I'll tell, Raisa, swing me.
Alright. So basically, Raisa uses all of her leverage and hurls you across as you propelled towards it.
Well, I yell, Hadouken!
Throw the monk. Alright, you can make a single attack at it as you go flying towards the creature.
Okay, now the confusing part of this is that my attack changed when I leveled.
It would have gone up by 1. That's
It
all.
also went to 2d6.
Right, so you punch for 2d6 instead of
Okay.
1d10. Yep. Yep. Throwing the
gonna
punch
be-
as you fly towards it is the easy part. What happens after
That's
is
my
the,
damage,
is the
though.
hard part.
So I gotta hit it first.
You gotta hit it first, right?
Oh, Marlowe, you can do it. I believe in you.
9 plus 4. Gosh damn it. 12.
Did you say 9 plus 4 is 12?
Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah.
say,
Math is hard, Marlowe.
13. Yes, thank you. Okay. I think that's all I add
True
together.
Neutral Productions, thanks for the follow.
That's my attack or my hit plus dex, yeah?
Yep.
Math is hard. Shit!
16. Not good. Alright, it's so hard to have a accurate throw. You throw your punch at the thing, but as you're slipping and sliding as you're doing so, you kind of catch a glancing blow against the side of its incredibly impressive chitinous armor. Now then, do you wish to try to grab the thing, or are you just going to allow yourself to go down the bank?
How far would I fall down the bank?
You're not going to fall directly. You're going to slip and slide down to the lower point, so you're only going to go down about 20 feet. 25, 30 feet at the most. It's not going to hurt you,
No, I'm not worried about getting hurt. I just want
but you're going to be 30 foot down, so you won't be able to hit the thing after that, unless it moves down, of course.
What the hell? I'm gonna try to grab it.
All right. In that case, if you are going to attempt to grab this thing, make a grapple check. And see if you can successfully latch onto it.
I don't think my grapple changed.
No saves versus math, that's right.
Math is very hard on Twitch, guys. You know,
it
it's
is
true.
pressure.
11. Does that take any sort of bonuses?
It'll use your strength bonus or whatever your basic, whatever you use your normal attack.
Okay, now I'm totally confused. Am I okay? It's my grapple is
Uh-oh.
Spook froze,
Oh no.
and I
Because
can't
she
hear
got so
her.
confused.
I can't hear
Oh,
her either.
Yeah, I can't
no.
hear
I'm
either.
muted because
Oh, okay. Sorry, I thought we'd
Oh.
lost you completely.
there was a lot of noise going on in the background.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So my grapple's 11. So 1d20 plus 2.
Your grapple should actually be 12. I think.
So does that in any way change what I'm rolling?
What are you rolling?
1d20 plus 3? Is that right?
No.
It was plus 12.
No, plus 12.
Your grapple's plus 12.
I believe. Because your grapple, let me look at your sheet. I'll tell you.
I haven't had to grapple in forever.
1 second. I know it's confusing because you leveled and we haven't put all your leveled stuff on there. So, see your grapple right here, your base grapple is 11, right? Because you've got a 9 base attack bonus and a 2 strength modifier. Your base attack bonus has gone up by 1.
Mm-hmm.
So grapple should actually be a 12 with the strength of modifier 2. So with it, so it'll be a 10 plus 2. So yes, it will be a 12.
No, my base attack is 9.
Didn't it just go up though?
Yes, I changed it.
Oh, okay.
So
You
it's
have
11,
changed it. Oh, then it is 11. Okay. I didn't think you'd done that yet. So
So
yes,
just plus 11,
D20
right?
plus D20 plus D20 plus the 11. Yes.
There you go.
Oh, and I didn't have it on the thing. Okay.
I think I've done that when I was trying to hit him.
Right. Well, you do manage to even though you throw the punch at it and miss, but as you start sliding down, you manage to grab hard hold of one of the, it's kind of got these large bands, chitinous bands all around its body and spines on the side of it and up its back. So you manage to kind of, after you swing and miss, as you begin to slip down, you manage to reach up and grab hold of one of those spines and kind of pull yourself towards it. So you're kind of like holding on to the thing by gripping it with your fingers into one of the crevices of the chitinous armor and then holding with your right arm against the spine itself. So you're like hanging off the thing right now. Okay, Racer.
I think my action would be pushing Marlowe, wouldn't it?
That is pretty much what you would have done, yes. Radovan.
Do I have to walk to approach it because it's so big, or can I get my 2 swings in? I mean, because I'm not as close as Marlowe is, so I assume I would have to move in for 1 attack, right?
Yeah, it's 20 feet, so.
Okay, so I'm just gonna then do enlarge person on myself and take 5 feet to approach. So there you go, Mega Radovan.
Mega Radovano! Mega Radovan!
Mega ninja.
All right.
All right,
Go for
I'll redo all the. Do I get an attack or?
Do you get an attack? You can
No,
not
'cause it's
if
a one
you're
round.
not if you're casting enlarged person. You don't.
Yeah, so I'm
Okay.
just going to approach it, and that's my turn.
All right, Kia.
I am going to withdraw 30 feet. Or
You
probably
can.
do.
Well, you're under spider climb, so you can only withdraw.
Aw, stupid spell. I think it's 20
you have
feet.
you have a reduced movement because of spider climb.
And here I thought it would be helpful. Yeah.
Oh,
I'm
it's
just gonna
helpful with the
withdraw.
fact that you're not sliding on the ground.
Withdraw. Yeah. I'm just gonna.
All right. You back
Goodbye.
out of the combat physically, leaving it. Okay. Realizing that it has a Marlowe hanging off of it, it's going to snap at Marlowe with one of the claws. For 26. Does that hit?
Does that hit you, Marla?
What's your AC, Marlowe?
I'm sorry. I forgot that I was muted again. I'm
Oh.
24.
Then yes, it does. And the other one hits Radovan. Okay, so Marlowe, it reaches down with its claw, like you're hanging on its right side, so it snaps round with the left claw and it locks it down upon you. For damn you dice. A total of 24 points of damage. It hurt. Okay. Also, make a grapple check because it is not going to let go unless you make it.
Oh, God.
My God.
It didn't roll well, but that doesn't matter because you did awesome. All right. Grabbing hold of you with the claw, basically, it pulls you off of itself, and it hasn't let go. So Marlowe is in this thing's right claw. Hang on a second. Let me move you to the front. And it'll be much more visible. Okay. It has gripped hold of Marlowe and pulled her off of itself, and it is clamped down on her hard. The other one snaps towards the overly large Radovan.
Yeah, my AC is now 25, just so you know.
Yeah, it hit a 30.
Yeah, I got that.
And it smashes into you for 20 points of damage.
Oh, hurts.
All right. Marlowe.
Wait, that was to me?
No,
that
the
was
20
to me.
was to Radovan.
Oh, okay.
You took the 24 before it. Okay, Marlowe, it is your turn. You can try to grapple and escape. Or I guess you can do anything else you think you might want to try to do. But it is holding you above the... I mean, you're held in the air, and it's got its massive lobster-like claw around you.
So my choice is where I could grapple free, or...
You can try to grapple free. If you have... really, that's... I think that's the only physical way you can get out of it. Or you can allow it to just continue to crush you to death and take the damage and try to punch it.
Well, shit.
It's really up to you.
Neither one of those sound real great. Shit, let's just try to grapple free, I guess. Or
all right.
If I attack it, can I do Greater Flurry?
In theory, you're not moving anywhere and you've got both your hands free, so I would say yes, but then you will automatically take the damage.
The hell, I'm still in snake mode. I'm gonna try to flurry it.
Alright, then let me roll the damage you're going to take. You automatically take the crush damage for a total of 19. Because it doesn't have to hit you, it just... As you go...
That sound effect, though.
But you may attempt to punch this massive thing. It's slightly easier for you to hit because it has no ability to evade you. It can't dodge you, so you've really only got to pound through that armor. That's a hit. That is not. That is not.
How many is that?
So
3?
good at rolling.
That's 3.
And then I get one more hit.
Yep.
Is that 4 plus 4, 8?
Yeah, that one's diminished. It's not as high. Alright, you hit it once. Basically, it's just so hard to get a good angle to actually hit this thing. Most of the time, you're just flailing against the side of the claw. Okay, roll the damage.
It's only plus 1 because I'm in snake.
Yep, so it's 2d6. Still, you hit it for 11 points of damage. Okay, using your snake style, you kind of seize the opportunity to stab at the softer part between the pincer. And you dig in, and you feel a kind of a squelchy feel as your fingers dive down into the fleshy part. As it kind of lets out a loud kind of weird, kind of strangest hiss that comes from somewhere deep inside of it. Like it doesn't really have any vocal cords. It's more like an exhale of air. Raisa, what do you wish to do?
Is the ground rocky? Like, are there rocks?
There are a few rocks jutting out of the mud, yes.
Pebbles?
You could dig a few out.
I'm gonna grab my slingshot, and I have a couple of rocks in my pouch, so I'll
Okay.
grab those first.
Alright.
Now that's a range attack, right?
Yes. You'd only be able to make a single attack, though, because you're ready.
Single attack. All right.
Because you got to get it out and load it.
This is truth. All right, range attack. Oh, bam.
Nice.
Alrighty. That is a hit.
What's the crit on a slingshot?
On a slingshot?
She has improved crit, yeah?
I do not.
No, she
Oh.
doesn't.
I wish. No, Piper did.
Yeah, Piper had it.
Yeah.
I believe a sling. Let me look it up real quick because I don't want to lie, but I don't think you'll find a sling.
I can.
Here we go. Well,
It's a 20.
it is a 20. I thought it was, yeah.
It's a 20.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna write that down.
There you know now. So,
then what
yeah,
is it
no
if you crit?
So basically, you hit it for. You just hit it with a rock.
What's rock damage?
What is the sling damage?
I don't have the stats on it.
Oh,
So
okay.
I've never used it.
All
Isn't
right.
it? It's 1d4.
Yeah.
1d4?
Uh huh.
Okay, I'm writing that down, so I have it from now. 1d4. Take that! Ha!
All right. Your rock bounces off of the thing with a loud tink. Takes 2 points of damage. Alrighty. Radovan. You
I
are
guess I
now
have
close enough to the darn thing.
All right, so I'm going to use. If I get 2 attacks, I'm going to use my Strength Domain special,
Uh huh.
and I'm going to wail on this sucker.
Alright, your strength domain special. What are you talking about?
I increase my strength by my clerical abilities.
Are
and
you
spell.
talking about your inherent ability? You're not
the supernatural strength domain?
Okay.
special.
Yeah, your special ability, not a spell.
No, not a spell.
Okay. Yep, that's fine.
So with the weapon being larger, it's a 2d6, right? That's
Correct.
what it was
Yep.
the last time.
Yep.
So this is the maximum I can actually, if I hit, I can deal if it works. With a minus to my attack roll.
That will be a hit.
And 16 is the other one. With all the strength and oomph
And
I have.
so will that. Giving it everything you have with the power of St. Cuthbert behind you, you land 2 solid Morning Star strikes on this creature.
You guys ready for this damage, baby?
He's
With
going to roll
everything?
bad.
Please kill it. I don't want to be crushed to death.
38.
For a total of
two
Nice.
ones. Come on.
38.
What the fuck is this one?
Power of gods behind that. Okay. Giving it
That was bullshit.
51 total damage. Alrighty.
All damn damage.
Okay, you solidly smash into it with your Morning Star, waylaying the creature as hard as you possibly can, putting 2 immense cracks in its chitinous armor, one kind of over its right shoulder and one across its chest. It is, however, still very much alive and very
Oh.
sturdy. And it is Kia's turn to act. What are you going to do, Kia?
Very much alive, huh?
As this
Okay.
thing slowly begins to crush the life out of your monk friend.
I don't wanna. Okay. I will attempt to cast grease on where it's holding Marlowe on his claw.
Ooh, okay.
So she'll slip out. Hopefully.
That's the hope.
Well-
Spartans.
Technically, it would work if it was holding a weapon, so it is entirely possible it might work.
Okay.
It might work.
It might. I don't know. Or I just wasted my turn. It's fine.
Alright, so you're going to cast grease. Alright, so you cover it with a slippery surface. Mm-hmm. Let's see, it needs to make a reflex save.
Let go, you slimy bastard.
Let's see. Alright, let's make a reflex save for this thing. Doesn't have a particularly good reflex save. Let's see.
Kia casting its.
It's the trouble is it's such a low level spell, you see.
Wiggle, wiggle,
What is
wiggle.
your what is your charisma?
18, mod 4.
4, 5. It passes. I'm afraid.
No!
Of course, if you'd have empowered it, it might not have done.
Oh, shit.
But unfortunately, no. It's Marlowe does slip a little bit.
Okay.
But of course, being a grease spell, if it wants to continue, all is not lost. Because it does have to make a roll each round that it wishes to hang on to or pick up the object. So it will have to make a saving throw for the next 11 rounds.
Okay.
So it increases the odds that Marlowe may or may not may be able to escape from it.
Yay!
However, it's its turn.
Oh, shit.
So it's crushing Marlowe again. For apparently nothing, because I can't roll dice tonight.
Yay!
Crushes you for a further 12.
22.
And slashes
22, man.
So 22, sorry, yeah.
Ah.
And slashes at Radovan again.
Wait, it hit me for 22?
Yeah.
I'm unconscious.
It's crushed the life out of her then, so she can't even try to struggle free this next turn. 1d... And it slashes at Radovan.
Monster.
And barely misses.
Oh.
Barely misses.
Lucky ass.
Okay. Marlowe, you lay there limp. What are you? Let's see.
I'm at -1.
Oh, okay, so you're only just unconscious. All right.
Yeah, but he can still crush me more, so I'm at mercy right now, guys. I may die.
You may be crushed to death in the next round. Racer, what do you want to do?
With my spider climb, can I get up, over, and around to
No,
behind
you
him?
can only move 20 feet with spider climb.
Okay, I did not know that.
It's the trade-off.
All right. Actually, you know what? Seeing Marlowe go limp, I'm gonna kind of freak out a little bit. I'm just gonna be like, Avada Kedavra! Activating my circlet of major blasting.
All right, you're going to blast it. Okay.
I'm blasting that motherfucker.
All right, just your normal standard damage because it is not susceptible to light or undead. So
So 5d8.
5d8 damage.
You let go, my friend. Jerk face.
For 16. So that is 67. Alrighty. Okay. Radovan, your turn.
Shit. Well, that would... I don't think that would work, would it? Something already grappled thinking Sanctuary, but it's already in the claw, right?
Who?
Oh, I have to touch it anyway.
Yeah, it wouldn't. No, Sanctuary's not going to work.
Yeah, that's what I figured. I have to be in range. I'm just gonna hit it. I mean, I guess I'll do a called shots. Would that work on the arm portion? Like that's the claw?
-4 to hit, but you can.
Okay, that's what I'll do. So if this is 25.
That's a hit.
And 22.
That is not. You hit it once.
Okay.
All right, roll the damage.
2d6 plus L70 for 15.
15. Alrighty.
Get over, you damn dirty ape!
All right. Okay, let's see. It is Kia. Your turn to react before it gets another action.
God.
Yeah, you're the last person to
This
act
is
before it
so
potentially may or may not crush her to death.
Oh, God. It's gonna be a moment to think here.
You don't have a moment to think.
Okay.
She's going to be crushed to death in 6 seconds. No, you can
I
have a
got
moment to
5
think.
seconds.
Just don't take
Yeah.
too long.
I'm not gonna take too long. It's fine.
on tomorrow's Dollars and Dice Crustacean Awareness.
I just want to see what I want to do if it's going to work, so hold on.
Fucking Marlowe died anyway. Love it. Oh.
Marlowe survives the first encounter only to die in the second one.
Oh my god. Okay. Here's
actually,
what I'm
hold
going
on.
to do, hoping that it provokes him to make him drop it.
1 second. Let me go ahead and
Oh god.
alter this. Why is it doing that? Stop.
When does the grease saving throw factor in again?
Yeah.
The beginning of Marlowe's turn.
Got it. Okay. So it passed when
Or
Marlowe's...
beginning of the beginning of its turn, yeah.
Got it. Okay.
Okay. Okay. I'm going to.
Because it has to hold on. It has to continue
right.
to hold on to her if it wishes
Right.
to.
Alright, got it.
I'm going to 20. Fireball. Like right behind it, so it doesn't reach Marlowe. Hoping the blast will make him drop her or something.
Maybe the tree will collapse on it. It'll be amazing.
The drop, though, she would probably get hurt from the drop, maybe.
Quite possibly.
Oh, God.
Landing on squishy mud. She's good.
Shit.
And slide into the water and drown. That's good. That works.
Yeah, that's a thing.
Shit.
Oh.
Okay, well, my other idea is to telekinesis by the claw there to try to make it so he can't. Is that possible?
Well,
like, I'm trying to figure out. There's so
that's
many
up to you.
options in that spell that I don't know what it would be. Would that be a grapple or like a disarm, or to like hold his claw in place?
If you don't know, then you don't know.
Grapple. That is a grapple. Okay. I'm going to try to pin his claw so it can't push inward.
Okay, so you're going to try to manipulate. You're using the telekinesis spell to kind of hold
my
its claw
God.
where it is and resist its ability to close it.
Yes. Okay.
So you're
use your
doing
caster
sustain.
level.
Basically, it's sustain. You're kind of like sustaining force against it.
Yes.
All right.
It's a good idea.
I believe in your ideas, Kia.
Uh-huh.
Let's see. You can sustain. Question is how much pound per square. It's going to come down to pounds per square inch of pressure that this thing has versus your telekinesis spell, which can do
Right.
25 pounds per level. So you are level 12.
Times 12. What's math, guys? 25 times 12.
Someone get a calculator.
25 times
I'm doing
12.
Well, 25 4 times is 100.
300.
There you go.
300 pounds. I'm so nervous.
All right, so it's 300 pounds of square. 300 pounds.
No
of pressure.
save is allowed against these attempts.
A creature can
Does it-
negate the effects of an object it possesses with a successful will save or with spell resistance. Let's see. Trying to find out how this is going to apply specifically.
My God,
I do not envy you your job.
I don't like this at all. It's gonna be my fault.
Okay, let's see. Grapple including pin. Use your caster level in place of your base attack bonus. And use your intelligence modifier for wizard, charisma modifier sorceress in place of your strength. Okay. So
Oh, I hate that numbers decide my fate right now.
Yeah.
your caster level is 12, and your
12.
plus you have a 4, so you're making a grapple with a 16. So D12
Oh
or
my
D20
God.
plus 16. And it has
I'm shaking.
a 12. So you have to beat. Did it even roll? What the hell?
is that? I don't wanna be the
1d120? That's cheating.
87.
1 second. 1d20 plus 12. Okay, you have to. Oh, look at that.
Oh my God!
You need to beat
Marlowe,
a
I'm so
32.
sorry.
You need to beat
No.
a 32.
No.
Hey, the odds.
Don't make me roll this. This is
The
terrible.
odds are with you, Kia, because you've got a 16, right?
No.
So do the
No.
math. You only need to roll. A 16. No. You don't even need a 6. Yeah, you do.
17.
You need a 6. You need a 16 to equal it.
It's
So
not happening.
17, 18, 19, or 20. There's 4 numbers you could roll here that'll work.
Okay, I would like to empower.
You can. You've already cast it. No.
I know. Okay, well, I'm really sorry. This is not my fault.
17, 18, 19, or 20 needed.
Fucking
What did you say?
what? Nothing.
Jane never swears. Never
Yes,
swears.
I do.
Not openly like that on stream much.
Oh my god. I'm so sorry, Marlowe.
Alrighty. All that means is the telekinesis spell doesn't pin the claw.
I know. It's still bad.
Does the grease spell work, maybe?
No, chat. No, I cannot deal with another cliffhanger like this. You got it?
Oh.
No, it works. No. No. This sucks so bad.
Is the grease come into play?
Sorry?
Is the grease?
Is the
I
grease
think-
coming into play? The grease will, yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't that the grease right there?
That's what I just rolled for. Yep. And the grease is not going to affect it.
Oh no.
Oh. Wow.
And 12, no matter what you roll, she dies. Unless you roll a 1, right?
No, because it's strength.
Nope.
I think it's over, guys.
Oh man.
Oh.
Don't cry, Spook.
For
Oh.
18, you are
No.
crushed to death. I'm afraid you are crushed to death.
Spook.
Out of the frying pan into the proverbial fire. Hey, it's okay.
It's
You
changed
have a
so much in
Radavan.
this fight.
You ripped
I have a
Kia.
Radavan.
Oh, there we go.
Spook.
But
Aw.
that is where we will leave it for tonight.
Here we go. She in the beginning of the stream wins. So we thought we were smooth sailing, right?
Yep. Nope. That was not choosing to grapple out of that was a bad move. Staying there and punching it with the amount of damage it was doing was a bad idea. That was a bad move. You should have grappled and got yourself free instead of staying there being crushed to death.
There's a lot of things I would have rather done.
Hey, trust me, if it was rigged, she'd have died in the first encounter. The odds were not there. But hey, but here's the thing. She did not instigate this fight, and Radavan can bring people back from the dead. He's done it before. So maybe he will this time.
Was she like sliced in half by that thing?
No, she's not sliced in half. She's crushed. It's
her
basically
bones
crush damage. It's just basically it squeezed the life clean out of her.
I could have saved her.
On the initiative, I have the creature just killing Marlowe, which means Raisa, you are next. Maybe not to be killed, but you're next in the rotation.
Oh, good. I'm glad. Thank you. So, what does the creature do once Marlowe dies?
So far, it hasn't really noticed that she has died in its grasp, but it's still got her
Okay,
grip
so it's
because its
distracted.
eyes are firmly locked on Radavan. It's kind of like it's standing here with Marlowe. Here's Marlowe. Marlowe in this claw. Who knew? She looks like a cattail. And the other one is like aimed at Radavan, like poised up in a defensive fashion, and its beady little eyes are locked on him. So this is almost like an afterthought to it right now.
Okay. And if I recall correctly, spider climb, you can only move 30 feet per turn.
20.
20, okay. So I am going to start climbing this way.
All right. Okie dokie. You scramble effortlessly up the side of the slippery, muddy embankment.
Trying to camouflage myself if possible. So if the thing looks at me, hopefully it really can't see me.
If you would like to
Roll?
if you'd like to try to hide yourself, you absolutely can. That's a legitimate thing.
Oh, well, isn't it now?
Oh, please don't roll the first. Don't roll the.
Okay,
the
you need a hide check?
Yep, basically.
25.
All right, slathering yourself in mud, which you pretty much are anyway, because you'd be rolling around in wet, soggy mud. You stealthily slide up through the side, under the undergrowth, between the moss, and slowly creep towards your vantage point. Radovan.
Well, the first thing I'm gonna do is get new dice. So I'm gonna throw away my old dice, and that's too close to Jane. Damn it, Jane!
They're not
What?
the same.
Oh yeah, you gotta have pink, dude.
I gotta have pink.
Pink is
Hot
the
pink?
thing. I think you should have
I'll be
hot
hot
pink.
pink.
Hot pink
That's,
dice.
that's too close to Jane.
Yeah, now that's too close to Jen on the other spectrum.
Well, I thought I had it.
Sorry.
I thought I could be like
The blue ones were good.
The light blue was good. The baby blue.
Well, that's what I had.
Yeah, that's good.
That's
all right.
okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so I threw out my old dice. I'm gonna rock this.
Get a new get himself a new D20, y'all.
Blue dice type.
I am like totally just focused on the creature. I noticed previously that Marlowe had gone limp and unconscious, but I have no idea that she's dead. So I'm just going to
I
attack.
guess we probably don't, hey?
Yeah. So I'm just going to do my 2 attacks.
Yeah, she's not in half yet. All
You're
right.
so bad at this game.
Yeah,
Jane.
You don't know how to D&D, Shaggy. All right, you swing. So that's 2 swings. Okay, you swing your mighty morning star. As you do so the first time, as it begins to descend down upon the creature's head, it brings that massive claw up to parry, and the shaft of the handle of the morning star kind of bounces off of it ineffectively. However, you're able to swing back underneath and catch the creature in the jaw with your 23. So Moose Jaws and Sky Devo, thank you for the follows, guys.
Since I'm in large,
Oh,
that's
look at him roll it.
Jane, I'm what? Say again? Say again?
You're bad at this game.
You roll at 18, almost max damage, and Jane is still gonna.
Yeah, that 5 is not a 6.
Yeah,
That's a true
you suck.
player.
Let's see your roll, man.
No.
All right, a solid blow as you hit the thing. Its lower mandible is kind of like dislodged slightly as it's like, and as it relocates its jaw from you. Kia.
All right. Glancing around, I'm gonna sidestep a little bit this way just to be a little bit closer to Radovan behind him, and I'm going to let loose an empowered magic missile at the beast.
Magic missile. All right, let it go.
Blue balls.
The blue balls of light.
Oh, I see a one.
Yeah.
All right, so that is 15 on the actual roll. Which means we're going to add, round it up, so we're adding a 8 to that. So you get 28. All right, so from the right side of Radovan, the glowing blue balls of doom come barraging out of Kealiana's hand and impact this thing like an airstrike. As you see like little bits of Chitnus armor crack off here, little bits of green splurge flies here, and other parts begin to crack. That's pretty impressive. It's 20. You did 28 total, right? Mm-hmm. All right. The creature is now staggered, kind of like swaying just a fraction, as you notice that there is a large kind of opened gash below one of the bands across its thorax. It's kind of like really starting to open up now. And you can kind of look at it and you're like, is that a liver? Quite possibly. But it is unfortunately still alive, and it is its turn. Realizing that this claw is not being able to be effective because it's holding its prey, it rears back and hurls the dead Marlowe towards the lake. No. She flies through the air and goes splashing at the edge of the water. About here.
I was just like, she's gonna drown.
Oh, wait. Hey, in theory, she is going to drown if she's not dead yet. I'm not quite dead.
We don't know.
Right, you don't know.
We don't.
However,
Dang it.
after doing that, it comes back with its mighty claw with an attempt to tear Radovan limb from limb. However, with his massive bulk, he is able to bring that mighty shield in front of him. There's a huge echoing clang as this thing hits it. Radovan is minorly staggered by the blow, but his defenses hold true. Marlowe, it is your turn. Okay, now Raisa, it is your turn.
So right now we think Marlowe's alive and unconscious.
You definitely believe it is you don't know that she's dead for sure.
Right. So I'll be screaming, "She's gonna drown! What do we do?" And I actually do think that Raisa would go after her.
Alright.
Just slide down the embankment. Man.
Yeah, I mean you can if you want.
Can I slide?
Oh yeah, you can just basically take your webbed hands and your webbed feet out of the picture and lay on your back and go whee!
All right.
Down the mud.
Slide.
Alrighty. Make a tumble check for me. Let's just see how gracefully you pull this off.
Oh, knowing Raisa, it's gonna be
Beautiful.
embarrassing. Okay.
17's not bad. Alright, you manage to avoid this nasty spiny stump as you come zooming down. Kia is rather startled as a black shape goes zooming past her. You kind of take a little bit of a butt bump as you drop down off this thing, but then the water breaks your fall as you are now like...
It was probably like a bump
And
high
the
five.
water slide was invented.
This is too amazing.
Go get her!
Is this about how far I would make it, or?
I would say that's about perfect. Yes, indeed. Alright, Radovan.
Go and do my attacks again, man. I'm
Damn it,
going
thanks for the follow, buddy.
straight for. I'm aiming, I guess, for stat, like 1 bash and 2 bash. I'm not called shotting though, but
Okay.
that's where the bulk is, right, of him. So
There's a lot of bulk there to him for sure.
that's not happening. It's like my first rolls are always really bad. 20.
They're both pretty bad. Unfortunately, not bad
Those
rolls.
dice suck.
But, yeah, get rid of those crappy baby blue dice. They're for babies. You need a man's dice. Where's the black dice?
Is that men dice?
Yeah, men's dice are dark colors. Black, red. I always use red because the red dice roll faster. Known thing, you know. Red is a faster color. That's why all sports cards are red.
That's true,
So
sports
Radovan, you swing at the creature. As you do so, it manages to lean back, and the Morning Star misses by about half a foot in front of it. You then come down with a mighty, huge, forceful blow. It turns its upper torso, and the side of its claw comes across, and it just bats the Morning Star aside, just casually as it drops down, and you kind of like have to retract it from the gooey mud. It's got a big glob of crap on the end of it now. It is Race's... no, it isn't. I'm lying. Kia's turn.
Kia, get Marlowe! You sidestep again. With Marlowe out of the picture, I'm going to lightning strike him.
Lightning strike, lightning strike.
Fried lobster.
All right, Kia.
Holy shitball.
I love that.
40 freaking 8.
It's beautiful.
48? Is that really what you just did? That's pretty
Sure
good, guys.
did.
That's not a bad cast. All right. So Kia rears back her hands, screaming loudly, unleashes hell.
Sorry, it's bolt, not strike.
Alrighty. The lightning slams into this thing. It does get a save.
Oh yeah. How's the water situation gonna be for me in lightning?
Well, it's not in the water. It's
Thank
up on the
goodness.
mud.
Okay.
It's not going to
Oh, yeah.
conduct through the
I
little
wouldn't
bit
have
of
done
mud
that.
water.
Come
You're
on.
okay, but hey, I totally understand why you're saying that, because this would not be the first time that Kialiana electrocuted the party.
It's true. It's very true.
Awesome. Okay. Unaware, as it's so fixated on Radovan, it doesn't even attempt to evade the lightning that slams into it. There is an almighty smash. Huge pieces of chitinous armor go flying to the left, flying to the right, and most of the entire center torso of this thing is decimated. Blood and guts fly everywhere as the creature falls backwards and collapses against the mud, unable to continue to move.
Yes. Yay.
All right, it is dead. You have taken out the nasty thing and reaped some vengeance for poor old dead Marlowe. All right, guys, what do you want to do?
I'm still running for Marlowe.
All right,
I'm immediately going to shrink down.
I'm going to turn towards Marlowe to see how she's doing.
not good. She's been better.
I'm going to start pulling out a piece of my rope just in case Raisa doesn't do too well out there.
Alrighty.
Yeah, can I touch the bottom?
It's only
Raisa?
about... You're only about... not even quite waist deep where you are.
Okay, good.
Oh, well, just don't sit down.
Yeah.
Don't get dragged by another monster.
Don't lay by your face or anything like that. All right.
Marlowe, you good? Raisa?
She's unconscious.
Yep, definitely doesn't seem to be moving.
Bring her over here. I'm gonna, since I'm still airwalking, I'm gonna airwalk over the water and help Raisa, essentially.
Alrighty.
And then I'm gonna do a heal check because I'm scared and I want to see if she's alive.
With a heal check of 24, you are absolutely 100% convinced that she is not almost dead, not partially dead, but very sincerely really dead.
So with that in mind, I'm not even going to say anything. I'm just going to sit down and hoping to convey that the fact that I'm not even healing her is sign of the truth of what it is.
Alrighty, let me...
So I'm just going to sit down and just put my head in my hands.
Why are you sitting, Radovan? Why are you sitting?
I don't know.
We need to press on.
Yes. Obviously, when Marlowe's better.
That's a moot point.
This music, oh my god.
Seriously.
What are you saying exactly here?
Well, she's crushed, guys.
In spirit, you mean? Defeated?
No, Kia.
Right?
Is this your elvishness coming shining through? Put two and two together, guys. She's dead.
Are you kidding me? I'm gonna start pressing on Marlowe like, hey, buddy.
Do you want to pull her out of the water?
I did.
Yeah, we did.
I thought we did.
We can't move her.
Okay, I apologize. I'm there. She's on. You've dragged her up to the side there.
Yeah, which is why I sat down. I'm not just gonna let drift back into the water.
Marlowe. Surely she's not. You're just a bad cleric, right? Marlowe.
Well, you know he's not.
Just gonna airwalk over here, not over her, but go around Raisa. So that would be a little fucked up.
So I'm gonna kneel down and just grab her hand and hold it and just kind of sit there over her.
All right. Do you have a heal check at all?
Oh, probably not, but...
I mean, you can go ahead and make one. It's like, that instinctive thing when you've just been told the bad news.
True.
My heal check is 0, but I can still
so
roll
you just
it,
roll
right?
a d20 then, yeah. All right. Well, as little knowledge as you have, I mean, you understand how to find a pulse as you feverishly attempt to do so, but there isn't one. It's
I'm going
starting
to push her aside to try it myself.
Alrighty. You are unable to find a pulse either.
This is messed up. She's only been with us for a few months.
We need to find the Githzerai.
No.
Yes. What do you mean, no?
Marlowe isn't breathing. We have to fix her.
How do you propose we do that?
I don't know. Can't you do things, Radovan?
How many times are we going to have this conversation, Kia? Your magic and my magic are different. You know full well there's materials, there's components required. You can't just do it willy-nilly.
So we bring her with us.
Like Shara, yes. And we go, and I'll talk to my god, and we'll go back home.
Somewhere else, somewhere not of this world, a strange and unsure being wanders through the netherworld. Marlowe, everything around you is kind of like colorless, and in a weird sort of way, it's gray, but yet bright. There's color, yet it's not defined. All around you is just void. There is nothing to be seen. No definition, no cliffs, no rocks, certainly no giant mud monster that you remember only a few seconds ago, certainly no lake, no mud, and certainly no Radovan, Kia, or Rasa.
Gora, I can't see anything.
Yeah, you probably worded
I
Oh, hold on. I apologize.
it. You see mist, Marno.
see blackness.
You know what? This is that last one I did, didn't I? Or we did in a rush. There you go. Okay, there you go. All right, so there you are.
Is she glowing?
Well, she's kind of got this strange ethereal feel about her. Like, looking at yourself, you're like semi-transparent with a weird kind of glowing aura all around your body.
She's gonna look around for Radovan, Rasa, and Kia.
They are nowhere to be seen. In fact, there's nothing to be seen. Nothing on the horizon. All you can kind of see is a few feet in front of you, and everything else is just kind of bright. Step into the light, Carrier. From the mist ahead of you, you suddenly are aware of a very, very kind of strange, transparent figure comes moving towards you, slowly appearing from the ether. She is way more transparent looking than you are. You still have like what appears to be, you know, you can kind of see your structure, you can see your features, you can see your you know, the general features of your body, but hers are almost gone. She's almost just like a glassy silhouette as she floats effortlessly towards you above the, basically not even walking, just floating towards you. She stops in front of you and there's a weird kind of strange familiarity about her, but you have no idea where you've seen her before. You don't recall her. And yet, I mean, as it stands right now, you have, most of your memories are intact, but they're all very hazy. They're all very fuzzy. And they don't really seem to have any vividity to them. It's like everything that you can remember about your past life is almost like a translucid dream. Okay, she kind of floats towards you, and then a slow, kind of low, quiet voice emanates from the form. Her lips don't move, so you're not really sure if she's speaking or if you're just hearing this all around you. But she says, "Welcome, Marlowe."
How do you know my name?
You were expected. She kind of slowly turns, and then without another word begins to slowly move off away from you, and then one hand just raises slowly and kind of indicates for you to follow in a very kind of lucid movement. As you continue to move forwards, you can start seeing a few kind of glistening lights in the far distance. There's no definition to them. You can't make out what they are. It's not like lights that you would expect to see if you were approaching a town or a tavern. It's not like you just come over the crest of the hill and saw a village at night down below. This is more like just sparkling images of light. She continues to move in that direction, floating effortlessly and quietly. At this point, she kind of stops and turns and looks at you with a puzzled look on her face. And she says, Is it time?
Time?
I'm unsure. Maybe he will have the answers.
He?
Oh, there's somebody that you need to see, Marlowe. There's somebody that is waiting for you as she continues to move towards the light. Okay. So as you continue to head towards the strange sparkling lights, it's beginning to become a little bit clearer as to what it is that you can see. The kind of outline of a familiar-looking cherry blossom tree, a familiar-looking small pagoda, and a tranquil pool that you remember from way, 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 way back in your past, back in your memories, like a distant dream from when you was alive. It reminds you of a place that you remember very fondly as you grew up. As the spiritual creature continues to walk forwards or float towards the pond, it begins to fade out as it reaches the water's edge. And then finally, it fades into the closest bush and vanishes. As it vanishes, upon a familiar-looking rock is a very familiar-looking sight. It is a man. He is bald. He has a long, elongated mustache. He is fit and sinewy. He is probably middle-aged. And once again, you feel like you've seen this man before. As you stand there looking at him, he holds his hand in front of you and bows ever so slightly and says, "It is good to see you again, Marlowe. But I am very, very sad to see you here before me today. This was not your time, my child. Far too soon have you ventured through the ethereal veil to the spirit world. Far too soon have we been reunited. Come closer, child, so that you may gaze upon your old friend." As he says that, you begin to get recognition of the voice, and suddenly, as you get closer and his facial features become more visual, you realize that it is your old mentor, the man that you followed around like a lost puppy dog that refused to take you as a student from your past, the one person that you looked up to in the temple and truly understood, and probably the one person who holds the most regret and sorrow in your life. It is Saras Raphael. He steps aside slightly and offers you a space on the rock to sit down, as he sits cross-legged and places his hands upon his knees.
It's really you.
He says, "Yes, child, it is I, Saras. Unfortunately, you are not supposed to be here."
You shouldn't be here either.
What happened was meant to happen. I believe in our destiny. As the great tree sheds its leaves in the winter, so must we shed the shackles of our former selves and our former lives and accept where we now rest. I have made my peace that I am now here. This is my place. You must make your peace with this too, if it is indeed your time.
I'm so sorry. I'm sorry.
It's not your fault, child. You must learn and come to realize what happened was supposed to happen. It was always going to happen. It was meant to be. Our lives were entwined as such from the beginning. As you were placed on the footstep and the very lower levels of our temple, in the Saki crate, where your name was first taken from, I remember Loken picked you up and brought you into the temple. Everybody wanted to take you to the closest village to be raised by a good family there. But Loken looked at the senior monks and said, "No, this child was brought to us for a reason. This child is here for a destiny that we must embrace. We will raise this child as one of our own, and she will become a part of this temple. You are the youngest disciple that we ever welcomed into the temple. I truly believe the day I saw you that our destinies were entwined. This is why I regret all those times that you came to me and asked me to take you as my disciple, and I refused. But now I have come to realize that my refusal was my own fear of what destiny would become. I believed that our futures were entwined, and as such I believed my end was entwined with yours. This fear is what kept me from accepting you as I should have done many, many years ago. These fears that you have, child, these fruitless apologies that you bring to me, they are not yours to bear. You have nothing to apologize for. You have done nothing wrong.
I wasn't strong enough. I wasn't smart enough. I'm not strong and smart enough now. I couldn't help my friends.
As we saw with myself, I stood and had to make a decision. When Akurik challenged me and I refused, nobody understood why. I faced dishonor amongst my fellow monks at the temple, but I stood resolute in my conviction that I had made the correct choice. You see, Marlowe, sometimes there is honor to be found in refusing to fight. Not every fight represented and positioned in front of us is for us to defeat with fist and bone and sinew. Sometimes knowing when not to fight is the one thing that allows us to regain and hold our deepest sense of honor within ourselves. How others see us sometimes is not as important as we see each other. But when you looked at me on that day and acted so disappointed, I was unable to make you understand why I refused to fight Akurik. Everybody said it was because I was afraid. Everybody says, as he had defeated me so many times before, I was terrified to fight him to the death. All of these things I was able to bear. But the look of disappointment in your face was more than I could stand. So I agreed. What happened after that is not your fault, child.
If I were stronger, I could have resisted. I could have.
Child, the methods that Akurik used is the reason I had to ask him to leave the temple. You were not ready to face such a challenge at such a young age. You could have resisted. To think that you were capable of doing so was just the foolish, naive thoughts of a young and undisciplined monk. But child, sometimes things happen to set us on a path. I believe Loken sent you on the path that you were sent, so that you would learn a valuable lesson that nobody was able to teach you at the temple. You are not ready to learn then. However, maybe you are ready to learn now.
Yes, Sensei. I'm ready.
He looks at you and says, do you have any idea why Lao Ken sent you south?
I thought I knew, but now I'm not sure.
At times, I know Lao Ken would appear to be foolish, but in his light-hearted mannerism was great wisdom. It follows, guys. It is vitally important that you understand. Sometimes, the lesson we believe we are about to learn is not the lesson at all. The path to find a method, to find the answers to questions, sometimes lead to very different answers. I believe this is the path that Lao Ken has set forth for you. Why you are here with me is a mystery, but this too may be part of your journey. For when we leave our mortal coil and leave our bodies behind, sometimes when we are here in a place of true peace and tranquility, only then can the answers to our deepest questions be answered. I believe if you search, if you immerse yourself in the pool of knowledge, you may find the answers that you seek. I believe I was put here to be your guide, as I was in your former life. So now I am in the spirit world. You must not feel remorse. You must not feel sorry. You must not carry this weighted burden upon your shoulders anymore. You must discard this if you are to ever seek and find true enlightenment. I bid you discard this weight, discard these feelings that you have carried for so long. Discard them here in these waters. And then, only then, may you truly understand what your path is. All right. As you open your eyes, you notice he's no longer there. He's like gone. But there are petals kind of floating in the water in the tranquil pool, and they begin to kind of move and swirl, and they create almost like a perfect circle. All right, as you basically step into the pool, you don't feel the situation. You don't kind of feel the sensation of water. You don't feel wet, but it feels kind of warm and somewhat tingly. As you put your hand in the water and like reach for the petals, you can't feel it yet. You are making some kind of a connection. However, it doesn't appear to be a physical connection at all. It seems to be something considerably more spiritual. A voice can be then heard once again from behind you, as you realize that Ceres has reappeared on the rock. How do you feel?
I feel lighter.
Sometimes the burdens of our own actions, our own expectations, and our own deliberations can weigh more heavily upon our shoulders than 1,000 boulders, than the greatest weighted bell. Tell me, what is your biggest regret? Search your soul. Search your spirit. Why did you say you failed your friends?
They still seem lost and confused and conflicted.
The lost, the confused, and the conflicted. This is a phrase that you have heard before.
Yes, Sensei. Elder Lauken.
Ah, Elder Lauken. He told you. How did you fail them? You said you were not strong enough. What was it you could not lift?
I almost killed one of my friends, Sensei. I couldn't resist. My will wasn't strong enough.
How did you almost kill one? How is this your responsibility?
If I were stronger, I should have resisted it. I should have fought it.
But you're failing. Was this for an action that you did? Or is it for something that you failed to do?
I don't understand, Sensei.
You see, sometimes we project actions upon ourselves and claim failings of our own when the actions that surrounded us that we feel responsible for were not ours at all. They were beyond our control. They were beyond our ability to manipulate. You see, sometimes things happen that no matter what you try to do, you will never adjust the outcome. Some things in life are meant to be, as I am meant to be here with you now. I do not know if you are meant to be here for all eternity, or if this is just a stepping stone in your journey. Something deep in my soul tells me that it was not your time to be here, and yet it was necessary for you to be here. Lessons sometimes must be learned in the most unlikely ways, I believe the most valuable lesson that you will learn will be here, when you are most free of all the burdens that you carry that continually cloud your judgment. As you lay in the tranquil pool, surrounded by the petals that represent the years of your life, you must meditate and contemplate. Clear your mind. Allow your spirit to truly be free and elevate. And maybe then, true clarity will descend upon you. So you all come into the king's private quarters.
I'm going to immediately look to see where I can place Marlowe that's not obscene or inappropriate.
You could slump her either in the in one of the chairs immediately to your right, or you can put her by the fireplace.
Thanks for that.
No, like, honestly, I think that's kind of obscene, taking a dead body and just propping that person in the chair. Like, he's just sleeping drunk.
Kia's likely to go up behind her and pose her.
I'm gonna tell Radovan, maybe by the fireplace on the
oh yeah,
the rug.
let's get her. Oh, dead bodies don't sweat, so whatever. Yeah, I'll put her in one of the chairs.
Okay.
Okay.
Just, like, apologize.
Okay. The dead Marlowe is laying in the chair.
My king, about our friend Marlowe here.
Oh yes, the funeral arrangements. Well,
No, sorry, excuse me. Radovan requires a diamond of sorts, a big one.
Why is he in debt?
Well, you know, there is a tower I want in Saruman, but that's not what we're talking about.
We believe.
He's looking at you rather puzzled.
I have a spell that can bring my friend back from death, with her wanting and desire, and Cuthbert's blessing.
We believe she's vital to this battle.
And you're going to reach into the netherworld or whatever she is and pluck her back and give this body life again? What kind of blasphemy is this?
It is an ability I was given for my purpose and my service to Cuthbert's, but obviously it's only at the gods' discretion and will.
It seems to me that raising people from the dead and creating undead minions to operate at your hand is an underhanded undertaking.
No, my liege, she would not be undead. She would be herself. It would be her soul bringing back to the land of the living. I was hoping she would, and she agreed fully to be on the front lines with me when the war would come. And I thought she would be a great boon to the conscription service that you must be having in town, to hire people to getting people to sign up.
Yes, my lord. You see, the Cuthbertarian religion and the Pelorian religion also possess this ability. The more divine priests do have the ability to contact the dead souls of the deceased, and if the souls are willing and the gods are willing, then they can in fact be returned intact and alive into their respective bodies, as long as they are intact, which of course you can see that the young lady over here seems to be. Well, if your god says it's okay, and she says it's okay, then I suppose that's fair enough. But mark my words, if ever I fall, and when I eventually part from this mortal coil, there'll be nobody bringing me back from the dead.
It cannot be done on those not wishing it to be.
I see.
It's not an easy spell, and it is not. It requires value of a tangible nature, diamonds in this case.
I see. And this diamond that you speak of, you say a tangible value?
Yes, my liege.
Well,
Something
I suppose, under the
than...
circumstances, if she lost her life aiding the kingdom, it seems only fitting that the kingdom take care of the cost of her return to this mortal coil, but I don't quite pretend to fully understand or condone what's about to happen. But I'm a king that stands, and while I myself do praise Heronius and Pelor both, I bow to the divine wisdom of their priests in very different occasions as this, so therefore, I suppose I will bow to your wisdom on this matter.
Thank you, Liege.
So,
if anything, it'll be good for enlistment. I was planning to do it at the shrines to the northeast of Iridian, to get people to want to join and fight for you. Because it's quite spectacular, if you ask me. I did it once before.
I don't know that I feel that raising people from the dead in front of our commoners is necessarily something that needs to happen. No, I think you should do that in the privacy, maybe of this chamber.
As you will.
While I understand some people may be wowed by the effects, others may be terrified and run screaming. No, we're going to have a big enough morale problem in the days to come as it is. But we'll take care of this request of yours. Tadros, if you will, have one of the senior guardsmen go down to the treasury, and if you'll accompany them, bring us a diamond, is it?
A diamond of at least 5,000 gold pieces in value.
Of at least 5,000 gold pieces of value. Apparently your Cuthbert has a fondness for rare and exotic jewelry.
He only loves that which is pure.
Ha! A 5,000 gold piece diamond is pretty darn pure, that's for sure. But nonetheless, you shall have it.
Thank you.
Now, I know that you must be very weary, and from the smell, I don't think you've had chance to bathe, so why don't you enjoy the rest of the evening? Make yourselves comfortable. If you need a place to stay here in the palace, we can arrange for quarters to be made, hot baths, and plenty of food and drink to nourish you. And we'll adjourn and talk more about this in the morning. If you wish to take care of your friend this very night, I'll make sure that we have you the diamonds within the hour.
Thank you. Thank you, my liege.
Will this chamber suffice for your ritual, or?
It will, yes. And
well, in that case, I can trust you to keep your fingers to yourselves, and we will depart and leave you to the chamber. Come, Tadros, let's go and fetch this darn diamond of theirs. Renathon, you best go and turn up the guard. At which point they all depart swiftly and quickly. As you go, as the last man gets to the door, which is Renathon, he turns back and says, I'm so glad you were successful. This next mission is going to be so much easier. And then he steps out. Which is an appropriate time for us to go to our first break. Let's get back to it. So, you guys are in the chamber. They've left you, and Tadros says that he will be back soon with your diamond. What would you like to do while you wait? Anything at all?
I am going to place Marlowe on the carpets, move the chairs out of the way if I can.
I'll move the chairs for you.
Okay. Where do you want to move the chairs? Where do you want to move them? Just away from the rug?
Just to the side.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Marlowe just said.
And Marlowe's in the center of the rug, and I want to find some water in the room.
There is no water in the room. You'll have to go get some.
Risa, can you get some water, please?
Why don't you just create some water?
I'm not just gonna dump gallons of water on us.
No, just create it in your cauldron. I have a cauldron.
You
want my cauldron?
Please, yes.
There you go.
Yeah, I don't believe you have to summon the full quantity. You don't have to summon your full allotment. Yeah, right, so you can choose. Although, if I was you, I would have Kia hold the cauldron and then just for fun. So.
We don't want to bother anybody.
Yeah, you don't have to clean the rug. Jesus.
All right, I'll fill the cauldron with water, and
Okay.
then I'm gonna bless it.
All right. Go ahead. Bless it.
Benedict Cumberbatch. No, it's Benedicite Aqua.
Benedicite Aqua. Alrighty.
That's close enough, right?
That was close. It was pretty darn close. I'll give you that.
Cumberbatch.
I'm gonna look at Risa and Kia and say, well, take a bow, kneel, let's go. And I'm gonna take some water and I'm gonna draw the symbol of Cuthbert on Marlowe's forehead,
Okay.
and I guess right over her heart, like not in a pervy way. Please, guys, let's be respectful here. Not a
Of course.
If you'd not even brought that up, I don't think the
Yeah.
girls would have even thought anything pervy about it.
It's-
Just
It's for chat, guys. I'm thinking of chat. I know Milka's out there, and and then I'm just gonna start Then I'm actually gonna cast Speak with Dead.
Alrighty. We are going to change scenes.
So when Radovan speaks with Dead, do we hear him audibly?
You hear him. You do not hear anybody else.
Okay.
All right. But before that happens, we're going to find ourselves visiting Marlowe's spirit in the glow of the afterworld, or the afterlife. Where last we left Marlowe, she had descended into the tranquil pool as instructed by her mentor, who is basically, she has found him in the afterlife. His name is Ceres Raphael. They've been having a lot of meaningful conversations about things that have happened in Marlowe's life and things that she is starting to potentially realize in death. Currently, she is bathing in a pool surrounded by cherry blossom leaves and trying to clear her mind. That's where we join her. Alrighty. Ceres Raphael sits silently, cross-legged upon the rock, and observes. What is Marlowe going to do? I know she's like in the pool, so
She just sort of floats there. She's a little confused as to what her mentor's trying to get her to realize.
alrighty. Radovan, you cast Speak with Dead.
Yes.
All right. So you hear very faintly from somewhere in the distance a subtly familiar voice. Now let me, before you answer him, if you wish to, you don't have to answer him. You could make a saving throw and not, if you wish. But if you choose to willingly answer him, you can basically do so. But if you can make a willpower save to try not to. But basically, you need to keep your answers brief, potentially cryptic, and wherever possible, repetitive. If he asks you the same question, he'll get the same answer type stuff. So generally speaking, you can converse with him, but it's not like having a full-blown conversation, because it's almost like these words that you hear are broken and they're a very, very, very long way away. So just try to keep your answers short and to the point. So Radovan's voice can be heard saying,
No. Saying,
"You would really love this cheesecake. It's delicious."
This is Radovan. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Would you want to return to the land of the living?
No, wrecked.
Ooh.
Long pause.
Well, she's not answering it, apparently.
Living?
Back with Raisa, Kia, and myself. Do you remember us?
And Marlowe can turn and say something to Saris, yeah.
Yeah, you can.
Saris, I hear someone.
He just sits there and says, sometimes, here in the afterlife, those most important to us are able to reach out and transcend the boundaries of life and death. This voice that you hear may be someone here in the afterlife, or a close friend, loved one, or acquaintance that reaches out from the world of the living to connect with you.
I'm not getting an answer, Kia and Risa.
Give her a minute.
Asking.
I think it's one of my friends, and they want to bring me back.
Search your heart. Only you can know whether this is something that you should do, that you wish to do.
So the last question I asked you, just for, just to remember, was, do you remember Radovan, Risa, and Kia? And
I remember.
Do you remember the promise you made to me to help the kingdom and fight alongside me?
I do.
Do you want that to still happen?
No.
You do not want to return to the land of the living,
I do.
but you don't want to fight alongside me?
Not as you say.
Very well. I'm just gonna say I'm gonna cease the spell.
Okay.
Kia, Risa, she can come back. I think it'll work.
Really?
Cuthbert willing.
Awesome. This is good, right? This is good. Yep.
At this time, Tadros opens the door and comes back in with a small chest. He opens it up and it is brimming with huge jewels and gems, sapphires, diamonds, emeralds, aquamarines. He's like, I assume one of these would probably fit the bill.
Risa, can you appraise to see if anything
You want Racer near a chest full of
Wow.
sparkly gems? Wait a minute. Where are all the red ones gone? All right. Yeah. So Racer, you can. You clearly know the difference between sapphires, diamonds, emeralds, whatever. You spot a. I mean, you can spot a diamond a mile away. As you sort through the clear crystal shiny rocks, if you want to make an appraisal check to see how well you can evaluate these things, by all means,
does that mean
go
I get
ahead.
to roll?
You
Yes.
get a roll, a legitimate dice roll.
Roll, Bane.
Damn it.
12. Okay. Well, you're really having trouble pinning the monetary value on these things, but after a short period of
so
time,
many gems.
all right, it's like overload. But finally, you do manage to pluck out from near the base, albeit not a diamond, but a huge big. This is not a diamond, but a huge big diamond. The biggest one in the box that that one, the big one. Yep, that you pretty much pull that out. Apparently Jane got one. This is what blows my mind. Kialiana and Racer had one all along. How selfish was that they wouldn't give it for poor Marlowe's
but look
resurrection?
how beautiful it is.
Right? That such shine, much wow.
All right. You pull you find the biggest diamond in there, and you're fairly sure that it will work.
Here you go, Radovan.
Holy shit.
He's like, are you sure that that's there's not one smaller that would suffice?
Can I do an appraise on it? Because
If you have appraisal,
This one?
I do +2.
This one's smaller.
Yeah, you're fairly sure that that's about a 20 grand gem right there.
Here's a smaller one.
Yeah, the good news is Cuthbert would not be upset. The bad news is it would be serious overkill to piss away such a fine diamond on a resurrection.
Yeah.
There you go.
This one.
I'm going to take a bunch of the smaller ones like I did at the Peeler, with the Peeler Priest.
Right.
And place it around Marlowe's head and around her, just because
I'm sorry,
it absorbs.
you're 400 gold piece value short. The spell fails. No, go ahead.
No, I'm going to do it because I remember there was excess at that instance, so some of them weren't absorbed.
Right.
So I don't want to take the 20,000 gold one. I'm gonna make sure I see it put back in the chest. I'm gonna give Racer a look, and I'm not even gonna say how much.
Well, Tadros is standing right there, so it's not like,
Okay.
If Racer wants to try a sleight of hand and palm any of that stuff, you go right ahead, girlfriend. You can try it.
She's not a thief.
Hey, I would be given that opportunity.
I'm gonna say to Tadros, would you like to bear witness to this?
Oh no. I think that you have this more than underhand. If you're sure that you have the required physical components, the somatics and the verbal components, I'm sure you have at hand. If you have the material components from me, then I will make my leave.
Well, very well. And I'm gonna give him back the diamonds and the gems and the sapphires.
Right. Well,
say thank you.
You can see he was like hovering, waiting for them anyway. Like he takes them quickly from your hands and closes the lid, and tucks it under his arm, and makes a swift exit out of the room.
Okay.
Meanwhile, in the land of the deceased, Marlowe, what do you want to do? You can no longer hear the faint voice of Radovan Rainier.
Cirrus, I think I understand what you're trying to teach me.
Good, child, good. I hope that the clarity of these crystal pools helps you find peace, and more so, helps you find purpose. For I, for one, do believe that it is not your time to be here. Reeves, thanks for follow. Alright, Radovan, whenever you are ready to start your Raise Dead spell, tell me and begin.
Alright, so I'm gonna take some holy water, drink it, and I'm gonna actually pass it to Kia and Raisa for just ceremonial purpose.
You drink this, Radovan?
Just drink it, please,
Kia's
for my sake.
This is vodka. No.
And I am going to.
Okay.
I'm going to start, and I'm going to put my left hand on Marlowe's head and my right hand on her heart, and I'm going to start the chant. And I'm going to say, Invoco te Cuthbertus, attalere me usc ad mortem, ipsa pugne eget ante, via voluntas tua atque redunde, secundum legem vestram. And for those who don't know, that means I invoke you, St. Cuthbert, to raise my friend from death. She will be needed in the fights ahead. May she return and help your sense of law.
Awesome. Okay.
That's what I said. It's more or less.
So, Marlowe, suddenly you are aware of a purplish shimmering light behind you. Where there was once like a hazy archway, it is now way more vibrant, and there is a light source emanating from it. You can feel a welcoming, there's like a welcoming feel, like it's beckoning to you to approach it.
Okay, Marlowe's gonna clamber out of the pond and she's gonna walk slowly toward the archway.
All right. As you get to the archway, however, suddenly there's kind of like a strange sense of foreboding that begins to descend upon you. You hear Sarah say very quickly, "Be careful, child. Our ways are not the same as their ways. Our gods are not the same as their gods. For one such as us to return to the mortal coil, we have more to answer to than just the god of law." Alrighty. At this point, you start to see a shimmering shape begin to appear inside the edge of the archway.
Okay, Marlowe walks a little closer to try to get a better look at it.
What emerges from the archway is what appears to be a 7-foot-tall, demonic-looking samurai, wearing full samurai garb with one of the samurai demon masks, clutching in its hand a huge katana. It steps forward. Let me make that layer. It steps forward out of the abyss and stops. And stands directly in front of you and the archway.
Okay, Marlowe's gonna fall into a fighting stance.
Alrighty. You get the foreboding feeling that this thing has no intention of allowing you to leave the netherworld. As you stand there in fighting stance, suddenly, this huge big demonic cry comes out of this thing as it charges towards you, sword raised. Would your spiritual self like to roll initiative, please? Dash and Gash, thanks for the follow.
Oh my.
Oh, shit.
Well, as bad as I rolled, it's still before you. All right. Okay. Are you in any particular fighting style or fighting stance as this thing descends upon you?
I don't know what to expect, so I'm gonna fall into crane style.
All right. Okay. It comes charging at you with the samurai swords raised, and starts slashing at you vigorously. It hits a 24 and a 29.
Actually, 29's the only one that hits me.
Right, in crane stance, I think that was a good choice because I think that gives you a slightly high enough AC to avoid that. All right. Unfortunately, it is a crit. The first blow that the thing lands slashes your spiritual self, which is currently at full hit points, for 28 points of spiritual damage.
Holy
Damn.
All right. I'm sorry. Being of the Chinese and black magic persuasion, it's not as simple as just stepping out of an archway for you. If you're going to get to return to the mortal coil, you're going to have to fight your way back.
Do I sense that something's wrong, or I'm just waiting for it to...
You can definitely sense that there is some conflict, but that's it. What's going on, you are oblivious to.
Send me in, coach.
Because there's something I would do if I sense conflicts, but...
What do you want to do?
take some of that holy water and jam it down Marlowe's gullet. Maybe
Like-
to empower her.
Oh, like you... okay.
Like, the power of Cuthbert compels you! But that's all I would do. Otherwise, I'd just wait.
Okay, you blessed that water, right?
Yes, I did.
Okay, alright. What are you going to do, Marlowe?
Spew on him.
Well, she's unaware that this has physically happened. Marlowe does not know that this has happened back in the real world. She's unaware of it. Although,
Okay.
although you do somehow feel a sense of peace and calm, even though you're confronting with this vile demonic form. It's like a wave that kind of... what does your bless spell normally do?
Bless water?
No, the spell bless.
The spell bless. It's a +1 morale bonus and +1 on attack rolls and saving throws against fear.
For all intensive purposes, you have bless. So you get +1 to hit, +1 on saving throws, and +1... Does it infer...
attack roll, too.
On your to hit, yep. So +1 to hit, morale bonus, and +1 saving throws against this thing. So you're at +1 to hit.
All right.
So
I'm gonna stay in crane mode, or crane style, but I'm going to flurry of blows.
all right, go for it.
Oh, just a question. Since I haven't been resurrected yet, do I still have my bonus, all my stats from being level 12?
Yes, you are effectively everything that you would be maximum at level 12. So you are a level 12 monk because you have not been resurrected yet.
Okay, that's gonna have to... Now I'm
So-
gonna have to math a little harder, guys. I'm sorry.
You've only got to math. You're just going to add 1. That's all. And your hit points went up by a few.
All right.
Furry of bros, dude.
Plus 9, 10, 11, 12,
Incidentally,
13.
like when he hit you with the samurai sword, there was a flash of huge purple light, like, and you felt some of your spiritual essence begin to diminish.
That's uncool. Okay.
Right. But for all intensive purposes, treat this fight as if you were a level 12 monk.
Ooh, yeah.
Okay. So call out your flurry of blows. So you lunge forward.
That's a potential crit.
Because you took
Improved crit.
improved crit when you were. Awesome. Yes, that is a potential crit. So you roll again. If you hit him, it is a crit. And 20 is a hit.
Yes.
So the first one is a crit. Only just, because that is exactly what you need, but it is there.
All right.
Clam Jam,
so
thanks for the follow, buddy.
I'm just gonna unload on this guy with basic rights and lefts.
Alright. Holy crap! Marlowe apparently
Hell
is
yeah.
pissed and wants to come back to the real world.
Natural 20!
That isn't a crit, but it is still a hit. Give me a second. Let me credit you and make the announcement, because the handful of people that had faith in Marlowe to roll the first natural 20 tonight were rewarded. There it is. All right, let's see. The first natural 20 of the night. Bam! So,
Congrats.
Yeah, I won.
Ken Ninja, Quiddle, RZ Disciple, Shaggy, oh my god, and Snowfire, you all won courtesy of Marlowe because she was badass. There you go. Alright,
Do another
Third
crit.
attack.
Do it.
that's kind of goes to the other end of the scale.
What the hell, guys?
A 1.
And
How bad was it?
Alright, let's roll the d20 and see how bad the one is. Remember, on the fumble table, the lower is the lower it is, the worse it is. How bad was Marlowe's fumble? Ooh, pretty bad. All right, okay. You land a mighty first strike as his head is like goes flying to the side. You roll underneath and give him an uppercut with a second one. However, as you attempt to stand, He basically steps on your foot and you kind of stumble forward, robbing you of your next attack because you have to like regain your balance and gain position. How many attacks did you have?
I was supposed to do... oh, shoot.
That's 1, 2, 3. You would have made how many? 4 or 5?
That I don't know. I have to check. Because I was going to say 4, but that might not be right.
I think it is 4.
Yeah, it's 4. It's
Okay.
+9, +9, +9, +4.
That's including your flurry, right?
Yeah, that's my flurry.
Okay. All right. That makes sense. Okay, so that pretty much nullifies that attack. So you're going to hit him twice. So first roll is going to be a crit, so we're going to double it.
And
remember, you're in
doing
crane stance.
2d6, yeah? Or is it
Yes,
2d8?
no,
Shaggets
2d6.
plus 1.
6, yeah.
And you add 1 to it from Shaggots plus 1.
No, it's just +1 on the attack, not the
Yeah.
Oh, that's
just
right. Yes,
realized
you're
that.
right. That's
Sorry.
right. Yep.
Forget about it.
Keanu.
You are correct.
I
so
know
it's
my
+2
stuff.
for
What
my
do you-
strength, but -1 because of crane style.
So it's just plus 1. So 2d6 plus 1. All right, the first blow hits for 12 points of damage as purple light goes blasting out from it. The second hit lands for 7. That's a total of 19 damage. All
and
right.
as she's doing this, Marlowe's going to shout, "My friends need me, get out of my damn way."
Alrighty. Okay, the thing that you're facing repostures itself and comes charging back towards you with its mighty sword raised. Alright. The first attack with its foul weapon. Oh! You're not the only one rolling well. Phantom57, thanks for resubscribing, my friend.
Thank you, Phantom.
Thanks, man.
It does not crit
Thank
though,
God.
so it's just a hit.
Holy no.
And the second blow, 20, is a miss. Okay, so it hits you. Plus... Where is that? 6. For a measly 8. Okay, as it slashes down onto your forearm once again, a bluish, purplish blast comes radiating from your forearm. However, it is your turn to retaliate.
I'm going to wholeness of body.
Alright, that will heal you to full. While you're doing that, he launches his second or third flurry. Wholeness of spirit is what it really is this time. Alright. Slashing at you wildly, he misses.
Aha!
And then the second attack with his mighty sword of injustice also misses. All right, it is your round. What do you wish to do?
Flurry of blows.
Flurry of bros. Go for it.
You can do it. Yes.
Oh, potential crit.
What's up?
Do it.
That is a crit.
You crit your pants!
Oh, look at her! It's unreal tonight. The rolls.
Oh my god.
Property. That's
Thank you,
another.
Cuthbert.
That is a second crit. Holy moly! So we're doing 2 crits, right?
Jeez.
That's a regular hit, and the final one.
Which is normally +4, so
That's plus
8.
5. Yeah. Is still a hit. So you
Wow, that's
4 hits and you unload on him. The first 2 blows are criticals. Okay, that's pretty impressive. So go ahead. Let's roll that first crit. 2d10 plus 2d6 plus 1. So that's 16. Alright, now the second crit is 14. Now the first of your regular hits is 10.
Jesus.
And a 5.
It's okay, it's okay.
Alrighty. This guy is spitting blue or purple flame everywhere. Alright. Sinking into a low stance, he retaliates, slashing wildly towards you with his mighty sword of injustice, trying to prevent you from leaving the afterlife.
Marlowe shouts out, I said move!
Hey, if I was him...
Run, bitch! Run!
And your mentor is watching.
Yeah, he's up there going... Alright, nope, he fails to hit you again. I got crappy rolls that time. It is your turn.
You get another
Finish
20
it off
on
so that it's like the same first two verses.
Alright. Yeah, if you score another 20, it's gonna be like, so I'm out.
Yeah.
I'll even get the thing ready.
16, that's a hit. That is a hit.
Bastards.
Jesus.
That is a hit. Marlowe never fights this well. I don't know what's going on. The dead Marlowe is way tougher than the living Marlowe.
Oh my
And
God.
that is a hit. 4 solid hits on this dude.
Do 8d6 plus 4.
Yeah, just
Thank
roll
you.
8d6 plus 4 and total it up. Because it'll look awesome.
So many
Look at those rolls for 33.
I already give up. Yeah, I'm out. Too much.
Wow. The demonic form staggers and takes 2 steps back. Like, okay, you're starting to notice that the purple glow around him is very faint now. It's very minor. And he is like starting to shimmer for just very split seconds. It's almost like you see his entire form just like go and phase out of existence momentarily. Sinking down, it grimaces, raises a sword above its head, and runs towards you with a Hail Mary style final attempt to decapitate you and finish you off. His last effort to stop you from leaving the world of limbo and getting back to the real world. He hits. He's renewed vigor. He only hits once.
Renewed vigor.
His katana of injustice
Ouch.
slams into you for 17 points of spiritual damage. However, it is your turn. I believe you are still spiritually not destroyed.
What is spiritual damage?
Well, you can't. She's a spirit. You can't hurt her physically, right? So you hurt her spiritually.
Okay.
Hey, Marlowe is totally kicking this guy's ass.
Same thing.
Alright, flurry of bros.
Oh shit. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, but that kind of hurt.
Alright, how bad is your fumble? Oh, it's actually not bad. Okay. All that it's really going to do, I'm going to give you a -2 to hit on the next attack. So roll whatever, and I'll just 25. That would be a hit. You still hit a 23. That is still a hit. That is a hit, and the last attack.
No, there's 2 more.
Well, you got the fumble, plus those 2. That's 3. Right?
Oh yeah, okay, I didn't see that one. My bad.
You can't.
So
You have to count the fumble as an attack. You can't just ignore that. That didn't happen.
I was like, it
On the other hand, you might make up for it with a potential crit.
No.
Unfortunately not. It's just it's still a solid hit. So you hit the creature 3 more times. So 6d6 plus 3.
Yeah.
So many dice.
Oh, nice rolls too.
Dim sixes.
As you charge forward, and a jump spinning hook kick to the jaw, all in slow motion. As you hear like a wah, 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 as he disappears and fades into non-existence, collapsing through the archway, no longer there to stand in your way.
Yeah.
That sound effect was awesome, by the way, Gore.
Hey, it's very video gamey, right?
So
Okay,
Marlowe's going to bow slightly, and she's going to say, "There's no honor in starting a fight you can't win."
That afterlife trash talk, though.
No, I think that's more likely afterlife evaluation.
Uh-huh.
Move on! No, sorry. Round 2! Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. No.
So with renewed pluck, she's going to walk right up to the gate, and then she's going to turn to face her mentor.
Alrighty.
And she's going to bow again.
Okay, he kind of looks at you and smiles.
Until we meet again, Sensei.
Until we meet again, child.
And then she's going to turn back around and step through the archway.
Alrighty.
So good.
Damn.
And let's at least put you in the right place, shall we? Give me just a second to move you players to the right picture.
This fight music is like epic. I feel like I should be playing Kingdom Hearts.
Is that
Right.
Marlowe's theme?
Yeah, that's the Marlowe theme.
Oh,
I love it.
Alright, Radovan.
Yo.
Why don't you repeat for us once more, if you will, the epic Raise Dead?
Oh, sure. Invoco te Cuthbertus, Ataleter me usk, or us, ad mortem, ipsa pugne eget ante, via valantas tua atque redundi. And then there was a little bit more, which was secundum legem vestram. There you go. Latin is hard, man.
Oh, I hear you.
Especially when you don't speak it. I know you're supposed to like be silent on some of those.
Right. Do you guys see the what map do you guys see yourselves on?
The
What
map.
town is
Where-
this?
yeah.
Okay.
The map we were on, yeah.
Then it's lying because it shows on my thing that you're in the palace chamber.
Yeah, we're in the... Yeah. We're in the palace chamber, right?
I'm not.
That's where I am.
That's where you're supposed to be.
That's where I am.
But
I'm in
Bane,
front of the fireplace.
but apparently Bane is not.
Uh-oh.
I'm not.
That's weird.
I'm at the one with the summoning circle.
Bane didn't get. It's like it left Bane behind. It's like when I picked up here. Let me try and move everybody and move you back. How's that?
I'm there now.
Okay, there we go.
That
That wasn't very nice of Roll20 to just drop Bane's character
left me.
off in Rockhelm on the way. All right. Okay. You cast your resurrection spell. Slowly, you notice the eyelids of Marlowe begin to flicker. And a huge gasp of breath.
Does she have the water like in her mouth? Does she like kind of choke on it, or?
And
No.
then she dies again.
No, strangely enough, that water actually just kind of diffused into her body. That's how
Yeah,
the
man.
breath spell was done.
Magical water. It's holy water.
All right, so you are indeed returned. You are on like 12 hit points or some low amount like that.
Marlowe, breathe. Look at me. Look at me.
Marlowe looks at Radovan.
There's
Hey
32
there,
health for you.
sleepyhead. Welcome back.
You heal her for 32 points. You feel somewhat very disorientated, dehydrated, and frail. But you have been returned. Of course, you are level 11 now, so now officially you are in a level 11 monk, no longer 12.
Oh, I'm just gonna get up and I'm gonna sit down in the chair.
Are you okay?
I'm gonna help Marlowe to the chair.
Yeah, she's definitely wobbly-legged and you know.
I'll help her over here.
What was being dead like, Marlowe?
Says the insensitive
I
Keeliana.
was just gonna say, I'm gonna shoot.
So, what's it like being dead, eh?
Would I even remember? Like,
It feels like a faint and distant dream. You can remember elements of it. You definitely remember Ceres, but it's more like you felt like you were dreaming it. But it's like vivid enough that you remember that dream. You know, when you wake up from a dream and you remember every detail, which doesn't happen very often because normally we wake up, we remember dreaming, and then an hour later we cannot even remember what the dream was about.
Mm-hmm.
This is more vivid, so you can clearly remember the important details. You remember the conversations with Ceres for sure.
it was oddly peaceful.
Then why did you accept to come back?
I'm gonna look up at this.
My work here isn't done.
Hi there, I'm Gorbad. Welcome to the Orc's Nest. I'm the Dungeon Master here on Howreroll, and if you'd like to follow me personally, you can do so on Twitter at Gorbad. Check out thedmblog.com for all things Dungeon Master and Dungeons and Dragons related. And of course, you can follow me on twitch.tv/Gorbad. Also, guys, don't forget to keep up with all things Howreroll. Follow us on Twitter at Howreroll. Check out the website www.howreroll.com, and make sure you follow us on YouTube as well. Cheers, guys.
When I'm not playing Radovan Rainier, Cleric of St. Cuthbert for Howreroll, I'm just Shagget, a guy who can't do math in public. You can follow this poor lost soul on twitch.tv/Shagget, or on Twitter at aneb_convos. For the love of all things boozy, stay in school.
I'm the Dragon Spooker, and I play Marlowe the Hot-Blooded Monk for Howreroll. You can catch my Twitch channel at twitch.tv/thedragonspooker, or you can follow me on Twitter at @dragonspooker, and I hope to see you guys around.
Hi guys, thanks for watching today's episode of Howreroll. I hope you had a lot of fun, and if you'd like, you can give me a follow at Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook at Bane Blackstar, or come say hi in my own Twitch channel at twitch.tv/Bane1271. I stream full-time and usually play World of Warcraft, The Sims 4, and I even craft things out of polymer clay, but you never know what we'll get up to. I hope you'll come say hi, joining the conversation, and have some fun.
Hi, I'm Jane, and when I'm not fireballing innocent peasants, I'm perusing Twitter, eating ice cream, and petting my cat Norman. You can follow me on Twitch at Jane Ivana, and on Twitter at Jane on Twitch, and that's with a 0, not an L. Goodbye. Or as I say, peace, suckus.